now we're going to talk about the process of Kriya Yoga. How do we become self-realized? By raising our consciousness. To understand that, you have to understand several models of yoga that we use. The first is called the 5-body model. We have a physical body. That we all know. But in yoga, we have also got an energetic body, what we call a Prana Kosh. Then a sensory mind body, the Manomaya Kosh. Okay. And then we have the awareness mind body, what they call also intellectual mind, but I like awareness mind body, Vijnan Maya Kosh. Then we have the karma body or the bliss body, depending on how you want to look at it. It's the Anandamaya Kosh. See, the physical body is called Annamaya Kosh, which is the food body. The bliss body is the Anandamaya Kosh. Okay. So we use this model because we work on the energy body, the Pranamaya Kosh, and it is in the energy body that the energy centers are. The energy centers, like what we call chakras, which are vertexes of energy, pran, okay, and channels, nadis, which bring the pran from one part to the another part. They are in the Pranamaya Kosh. They're not in the physical body. Okay? So like when we talk about the 3 main nadis, the Pingala Nadi on the right, the Ida on the left, and the central channel Sushumna Nadi, we say that Pingala is on the right side of the spine, the Ida is on the left side of the spine, and the center of the spine has the Sushumna. But you dissect the spine, you're not going to find these nadis, right? Because they're on a different body, overlapping the physical body, right? And in the Manomaya Kosh is where you have the manas, your thinking mind. But in the Manomaya Kosh, there are also chakras, but they are not chakras of pran, they are manas chakras. This is where your programs are, right? Your likes and dislikes and your what we call the subconscious mind, the instincts, they're all actually in the Manomaya Kosh. And that's where your thinking mind is, the manas. Yes. Now, thinking requires pran. Every thought needs a unit of pran. So the chakras in your Pranamaya Kosh has to send the pran over to the Manomaya Kosh to generate the thoughts. Okay. The pranic centers, the chakras, also have to send the pran to your physical body, to the liver, to the the pancreas, or to the kidneys. Every one of our organs, on top of the organs on the prana level, are these little chakras. It's like the organ themselves made up of cells, and in each cell you have the capillaries that go there, and they send the blood with the oxygen and all that stuff to every single cell. Right? So the same with our prana body, except that they are vibrating. The prana bridges the gap between the pranic and the material. Prana is still material, okay? Even Kundalini is material. It's just a different matter. It's like light. You have visible light, you have the ultraviolet, you have the infrared, and then beyond ultraviolet you have the microwaves and the cosmic rays. The same with matter. Matter has different levels of vibration. So the different matters. The physical body is the lowest level of matter. And then you have the prana matter body, right? And then you have the mind matter. Even the mind is still matter. It's not outside of the matter. Even the Vijnan Maya Kosh, it is still matter. That is where your buddhi is. Okay, your supermind is in the fourth body. And what is in the fifth body? The Anandamaya Kosh, your bliss body. What do you think is in the fifth body? Wild guess. Huh? No, emotion would be in the Manomaya Kosh. That's the sensory mind body. It's where the feelings and emotions are. Your karma.
Why is that?
Well, it's your stored karma.
It's in the fifth one.
Yes. It's the karma that you didn't use yet. It's your bank account of karma. Your other bodies have taken the karma for this lifetime. But you still have a big, huge karma that is what we call the stored karma, and that sanchit karma is in your Ananda Maya Kosh, your fifth body. When you die, your physical body, your energy body, your mental body, and your awareness body, they all pass away, dissolve back into matter. The only body left is the Anandamaya Kosh. Okay, and your soul, only takes that body away when it dies, when the body dies. So the soul now is wearing 5 layers of clothing. When it dies, it can only have 1 layer left, which is the karma that it takes to the next lifetime. All right. So if you burn away all your karma, then that fifth body becomes a bliss body. Otherwise, it's got the good and bad karma in there. It's your stored up karma, and when you generate new karma, it also goes into here. It's stored up there. So this is the model of you. This is your model. You have to think of yourself with all these levels, right? And now we are working on the prana level, the second energy level, because prana affects the physical body, prana affects the mental body. Even the buddhi needs prana. Everything runs on prana. It's like if you have, everything runs on electricity. Right? It doesn't matter which piece of equipment, if you don't have electricity, it's not going to work. Every thought you generate. That's why when people think a lot, they get tired. It's because they used up their prana. I told you yesterday, if you watch TV for hours, you get tired because you send your prana out. But if you go thinking, there are people who, in depressed states, they go into loops of thinking. Okay, their thinking loops drain them, so they become like low energy state because they don't have any prana. So the less you think, the better. Right? It's when they say that if you slow your breathing, you slow your heart rate, you live longer. Right? If you breathe less, you use up less prana. So then you will live longer. All things considered. If your karma, says you're going to go, you're going to go. You can artificially, extend it by a few days, but you're not going to still live forever, right? So no matter, even if you become a turtle and breathe like a turtle, That's actually a turtle breath, actually. Anyway.
There are people who dream a lot, right? So, which layer does it come from, and does it also accumulate to?
It's in the Manomaya Kosh. All the dream patterns, they are your memories. They are in the Manomaya Kosh. Yeah.
Whatever the people dream of, does it also lead to, or rather, does it generate karma?
What's your question? I couldn't hear.
When we dream, does it add up to the karma, or it is because of the karma that we are dreaming?
Both. Because the karma can affect, the what you're dreaming about and all that stuff. Because when you, instead of in the mind, instead of using karma, I prefer to use the word program. Because your karma has come, it's like in your physical body, your karma I call DNA. Right? In your energy body, I call it your chakras. They already translate, the karma is already in your chakras. Right? How the prana flows is determined by the karma. The karma in your mind are programs. Think of them like, you have a program to do this, you have a program in your computer, right? When you were born, people in the old days, they thought that babies were born with a blank sheet. They call it the tabla rasa. Then later they found out, no, even babies and kids, they are very complicated programs already. They have their likes and dislikes, they are different. You can try to change them, but they thought that there was a time when they thought that if you raise a baby in a particular environment and you give them the tools and the books to read and study, they will all become geniuses. No, didn't happen. Because we are all born with the karma program. The dreams are also in that level. Okay, so I would call the dreams that you have a dream machine, okay, a virtual program in your mind, and that has already been programmed by your karma. And things we see, things we do right now, will affect that dream machine. The program changes it. That's why your dream machine gives you dreams which have something to do sometimes with what you saw in the daytime or what you thought about at night. The last movie you saw, the horror movie you saw, which you shouldn't be watching because it'll get you bad dreams. Everybody dreams. It's just whether you remember them or whether the dreams are long or short. You go through a dream state, then you go into the no dream state. Okay, and then when you start to wake up, you go through the dream state again. So when the dreams you remember usually are from the dream state leading to your waking up. Okay, but when we go to sleep, we always go through the dream state to the no dream state, then back to dream state to the waking state. So wake, dream, no dream, and then dream, wake. It's just how long they are. If you can stay in the no dream state for longer, it's better. Because then you will wake up more refreshed. Because the dreams use up energy. The more dreams you have, the more tired you will wake up. Okay. So, this is the model we're looking at. So, Prana is used in everything, the thoughts and all. In yoga, we use the Prana in order to raise your energy level and access a power source called Kundalini. So this power source right now is what we call lying dormant. It's not active. It's like I had to get a lighter to light the candle. Okay, where you use the Prana to activate the Kundalini. That's why pranayama is used in Kundalini yoga. Kriya yoga is a Kundalini yoga. Why do we need the Kundalini? Okay. I told you that Prana powers our mind. It's the thinking mind. Prana also goes to our buddhi, but it's not able to get our buddhi functioning because the buddhi requires a higher level of energy. Our buddhi can only activate for a very short time or do very minimal low-level stuff because the prana is not powerful enough. The energy source, the electricity, that we're supplying is not enough, right? If you use a battery, you're not going to be able to run a washing machine, right? Have you ever found a battery-powered washing machine? There's no battery big enough to run. You need to have strong electricity, all right? So the buddhi requires Kundalini, right? Without the Kundalini, the buddhi is only minimally functioning. It's still trying to help you, give you some guidance and give you some intuition. Once in a while, it will, function and then wake up and give you something. But it is not functioning all the time at a high level. In order to do that, you need to have this Kundalini. So the Kundalini is like, you have gasoline for your car. But if you put gasoline in a jet plane, it's not going to fly. You need jet fuel. The buddhi needs the Kundalini. So with the jet fuel, then you have the rocket fuel. If you want the rocket to go up, if you want to go beyond the buddhi, you want to access your true self, you need to go into orbit. You need to go outside of the earth. So you need rocket fuel. You need to have the rocket fuel. So that's another level of Kundalini. Will be the level, I mentioned there are 7 levels of Kundalini in our tradition. The first level of Kundalini is called Prana. The second level of Kundalini helps you to go into your buddhi. And then the third level, you're able to access your true self, your chief self-realization. Okay? It's between the second, sometimes some people can even go from the second level of Kundalini and touch their true self. But to stay with your true self, you need an even higher level. It's like how, when you launch a rocket for a satellite, there are different satellites, different zones, how high. If you want to have a satellite that is stationary, it needs to go a higher level. Right? So it's not just going into orbit, you have to go into a stationary orbit. So that would require a third level of Kundalini. So that's what we're doing with Kriya Yoga, is to generate, using Prana, generate the Kundalini to...
Something at the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. You
Huh?
spoke about 1 to 3.
Mm.
The 4th to the 7th, what's happening there?
That goes into higher and higher. You go into God realization, you need the fourth level.
Then the nothingness is at the 7th, I assume?
Well, the seventh nobody can talk about because that's, beyond the God level.
Okay, thanks.
And you cannot achieve that in this body. If you try to raise even the sixth level of Kundalini, the body will just combust. It's like, touching the power station. They have to transformer to transform down the power, right? So you can't just go and touch the power generated at the generator, right? So your body will go burn up. So the 6th and 7th are not in this body, cannot be done. You have to go up to a different level. So what are we doing to get ourselves to this level? Okay. In Kriya Yoga, we go through a process of purifying the nadis and purifying the chakras. Why? We need more prana. You need a lot of prana to generate the Kundalini. Right now, we don't have enough prana. We don't take in enough prana. We don't store the prana. We don't send out enough prana. Right? The more prana you have, the closer you're able to ignite the Kundalini. And that's the whole purpose of us doing the pranayama. Right? So the first step of purifying is we purify the nadis, like we do the alternate nostril breathing. Right? And then we're going to purify the chakras, and we have the Kriya called the Omkar Kriya. So if you use the Omkar Kriya, the chakras would be able to store and distribute more prana. Right? So you'll be more energetic. Right? But we're using that prana, not, most of the time the prana is used for the physical body or the mind. We're trying to send the prana to activate the Kundalini, right? If you use up all your prana in your food digestion, which is the saman prana, that's why we don't do the Kriya immediately after eating, because what's the point of generating more prana? It's just going to go into your stomach. If you've eaten, your body is gobbling up your prana. All right, so that's the reason we say wait 2.5 hours. It's not a mystery. It's because we don't want to have the prana go into the digestive system. We want to use it for Kundalini. Right? So purify the nadis with the alternate nostril breathing. Purify the chakras with the Omkar Kriya. Right? And then you need to move the prana into the central channel and open up the central channel. Because the Kundalini is lying below the central channel, and it will only go, the only channel big enough, strong enough to accommodate Kundalini is the central channel, the Sushumna channel. If the Kundalini tries to go to Ida and Pingala, the left and right channel, it will not work, it will burn it up. The Sushumna, the central channel, was designed for Kundalini. But right now, Kundalini is asleep, your central channel is blocked. What is it waiting for? It's waiting for you to evolve another 1,000,000 years. You see, your children, all your descendants from 1,000,000 years from now, their central channel they'll be born with the central channel open. Because their body has evolved to that state. Right? It's a evolutionary process, but it takes a long time. We are trying to speed up our evolution of consciousness because we don't want to come back another 1,000,000 times or 1,000 times or whatever it is. We're ready to go home. Right? Have you ever been to Disneyland? Is there a Disneyland in Singapore? Maybe not. No. Okay, but you know what Disneyland is, right? You go to Disneyland, they don't want you to come out. They want you to go for the rides all the time, right? So this world, this life is our Disneyland. Okay, we are going for the rides, the food, roller coaster, up and down. There's another ride there. There's another restaurant. I want to go to that one. This is a 3-star Michelin restaurant. I waited 6 months to book a reservation. My God, that's $1,000 Bordeaux wine from Petrus Winery. My goodness, have you ever had Petrus? It's the best Bordeaux wine in the world. All these things are the razzmatazz of the world, right? And you can never have enough. And then there's a small number of people say, God, I've been in Disneyland a long time. I'm really tired. I want to go home. But your kids still say, okay, Mom, you go. I want to stay. Right? Not everybody wants to leave Disneyland. They want to stay as long as possible. So you're the few people who he's thinking about, I think I'm going to go home. All right, I'm tired of Disneyland. I don't need another roller coaster ride, right? Or another wine or another, whatever it is, caviar. Oh my God, beluga caviar. That's the thing have you tried beluga? No? Here it is. Okay, but you have to work your whole lifetime to be able to afford all of these things, right? So then you're trapped. You're trapped in all this merry-go-round, all right? So we need to open the central channel and raise the Kundalini, and that is the purpose of the technique called Shiva Shakti Kriya, or the Kriya Pranayama. Okay? That takes the breath. We say you breathe up and down the spine, but you can't put oxygen or carbon dioxide, right? When we say you breathe, you're using your breath as a means to raise the prana. And when the prana goes up and down, eventually it will open up the central channel and the Kundalini is lit up, and then you can... But it's not going to happen, it goes from level to level. It goes from chakra to chakra to chakra. Sometimes it's very quick. Sometimes it could take months to open up and raise the Kundalini from the first chakra, Muladhara chakra, to the crown chakra, the Sahasrara chakra. Then you open up, you flower into your true self. That's a beautiful image, right? You flower into your true self, and you're in the 1,000-petaled lotus at your crown chakra here. That's the goal. And the techniques we're learning today are the ones that will do this process. Right? So we're learning that. One more technique we're going to learn is when we open up the Sushumna Nadi, okay, we need to sort of activate the Kundalini, as I said. And you need to hold your breath to do that. And we have a technique, the final technique you'll learn afternoon is called Mahamudra, the Great Seal. What is it sealing? It's sealing the prana in the first chakra. Why do we need to seal the prana from the first chakra to the third eye? It's to ignite the Kundalini. Okay? So that's the whole process of Kriya Yoga, which is a Kriya Kundalini Yoga. There's no Kriya if you don't raise your Kundalini. Right? So it's a Kriya Kundalini Yoga. But because it's a system that has been given by Babaji and tested and tried and made safe by all the masters, it won't cause you any problems if you do it like it's supposed to be done. Because sometimes people get into trouble, they try to raise their Kundalini and they don't know what they're doing, they read the books and then the prana goes to the wrong place. So then they get, pain, or they get all sorts of physical ailments or mental problems, okay? But you won't have that because it's a very gradual and safe process we do. Om. Okay, now we're going to take a real 5-minute break. Whoops, where did that go?